Hi, I'm Dr. David Geyer, orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist, and I provide education and commentary on injuries and injury treatments and injury prevention in sports and exercise for athletes and active people so that you can stay healthy and perform your best. Now, you probably know if you watch these videos, I'm from Charleston. I live in Charleston, South Carolina right now. Terrific, terrific place. But 3 different times I've lived in Memphis, Tennessee. And I was there, I was born there, then went back for high school there. My dad had to move around because he was a pediatrician, then went back and did radiology. So lots of moving in my childhood. But then I went back to Memphis a 3rd time for my orthopedic surgery resident. I trained at the Campbell Clinic. It's the oldest residency program in the country. It's world famous, terrific place, but it's in Memphis, Tennessee. And in my intern year of residency, I lived on Mud Island. If you know Memphis, it's on the Mississippi River, right? And Mud Island is it's a horrible name, but it's this really nice community on the river. A lot of young professionals right off of downtown. It's really great. And since I worked at the hospitals downtown, it was really great. But, you know, I talk a lot about how I lifted weights since high school, but for about 13 years, I was also a runner. Finally gave it up for reasons really outside of this video, but while I was an intern, I was still trying to run some too. But the thing about living in the winter on the river would be, it would get really cold. The wind would come off of the river and was just brutal. And I lived on the end of the island, so typically your run was running down the island one way and then running back the other way. And when the wind would whip off the river in the winter, it was brutally cold. And so, you know, I just recently did a video on how you can dress safely in the cold weather, but I want to give some other tips that might be helpful outside of necessarily what you wear to exercise in cold weather. Because let's face it, we need to exercise. Just because it's cold in the winter months, that's not a good enough excuse to not get physical activity. There's so many good reasons for physical activity. Obviously, weight loss is a huge one, but there's the cardiovascular benefits to your heart and lungs, all sorts of other health benefits, but we think that there's some mental health benefits as well, from boosting energy to reducing fatigue, reducing depression. There's so many good reasons to exercise, but we have to do it in the winter too. And let's face it, not everybody wants to go to the gym. I mean, I love lifting weights, but you know, that can get monotonous sometimes. And if you're a runner, you might not want to go on the treadmill or do the elliptical for 3 straight months. I mean, that can get kind of tedious. So you may want to get outside and exercise, but you need to figure out a way to deal with the elements. Not just the cold, not just the snow and the ice, but the wind can be difficult too. So one of the things that many runners tell me, and I remember this from those days of living on Mud Island, is that it can be a good idea, if you can control this, to try to start your run running into the wind. Because, you know, especially if you're going to do a workout or a run where you're running one direction and then running back home, it can be really challenging if the second half of your run is into the wind. Because again, as I've talked about in prior videos, you know, even in the cold, over the course of a workout, you're going to sweat and your clothes may get damp, especially if that bottom layer is cotton. And so one of the things you may think about is if that running into the wind is at the end when you're already sweating and damp, that's going to get really cold as that air brushes past you. So maybe you start running into the wind. Again, it's something that a number of people have suggested to me. It's worth trying. Another thing that I think can be really important, you may want to work out with a partner in this cold weather. I hated working out with a partner. I hate lifting weights with somebody else because I don't like talking. It distracts me, and I never liked running with somebody else. I like to get in my own head, plus or minus listening to music, but get on my own pace. I don't like chatting. And you may be the same way, but in the cold, you have to watch out for each other for signs of hypothermia and signs of frostbite. You know, a lot of times you don't see the changes, the confusion that can result, you know, the slurred speech and things like that. But a partner can notice that in you, and you can notice that in him or her. but loss of feeling, loss of sensation, numbness and tingling. Maybe your face or your skin's losing color. There's a lot of subtle changes. Maybe you'll see them, maybe you won't, but that you should take action right away. It's not even so much of a matter of stopping your run or whatever your workout is, but get into a warmer environment and start slowly cooling your body. Or if it's really serious, going to seek medical attention. So considering if you're going to be outside, especially for any extended period of time, training with another person. Keep yourself safe, keep the other person safe. Now, do you have any suggestions? And remember all the what to dress suggestions I had in the prior video, plus these. Do you have any other suggestions about how to exercise safely in cold weather? I'd love to hear your advice for other people, things that you've found helpful. So below this video, leave your comments. I'd love to hear those suggestions, and I'll try to respond to those as well. If you know people that live in cold weather environments and like to train outside, I'd really appreciate it if you'd share this video with them, and maybe it can help them be safer in these cold, snowy, icy conditions. Now, if you like videos like this and want more information and education and commentary on sports and exercise injuries and injury prevention, consider subscribing to my video channel. I record a couple of these videos every single week, and they'll be delivered directly to you. And last, go to my website, drdavidgeyer.com. Enter your name and your email address. I share a number of resources by email on ways to stay healthy and perform your best, whatever your sport or exercise, and they get delivered directly to your inbox. Again, completely free. I think you'll really like it. I look forward to connecting with you that way as well. I'd love to hear your comments, your tips, your suggestions on cold weather exercise, and I look forward to seeing you right here next time.